Yo, what's up? What's up? So, over the years, I have gathered a lot of experience regarding coaching people, coaching clients in their physical development, physical practice. And I think I can call myself a personal trainer at last. No more, how do you call it? Imposter syndrome. But anyway, I don't really like the term personal trainer because whether someone comes in with the goal to become more flexible, more conditioned, stronger, just feel better, get fit, what it all comes down to is stress management. You have to apply stress, then get the necessary rest, and then the adaptation takes place. Over the years, over the months, I have had a paradigm shift going from, when the first time somebody comes in, I want to just get going. Okay, we have to do this and this and this and this and this and this. And now more and more I'm starting to focus on the resting part of the equation. Since if there is no rest, there will be no adaptation. Okay, the resting part is so extremely important. And what do I mean by rest? There are a couple of things that immediately come to mind, and I think about eating well, sleeping well, and breathing well. Now, eating well and sleeping well, even though I can ask my clients about their eating and sleeping patterns, it's harder for me to, really watch them eat or watch them sleep because that would be super awkward. But I do get to see my clients breathe, so that's more and more a main part of my focus. Now, when someone's breathing, what are the things I focus on? Okay, when I'm making my assessment, there are two things that really stand out for me. The first is someone breathing through their nose or through their mouth? And nasal breathing has shown to be far superior to mouth breathing. Just if you take one thing away from this video, it should be try to breathe through your nose as much as possible. Okay? And if you want more information on that, you should check out the books, The Oxygen Advantage and Breathe by James Nestor and The Oxygen Advantage by Patrick McKeown. So nasal breathing or mouth breathing. And then the second thing I assess is whether the breaths are shallow through the chest or deep through the abdominals. And they can show me whether someone's in a stressful state, fight or flight, or if someone's relaxed and the parasympathetic nerve system is active. So those are the things I look out for when I watch my clients breathe, because it's so very important. As I've said, this resting part of the equation, if you're applying the stress, you're putting in the weightlifting, the running, the cardiovascular work, the stretching work. You're doing everything, but you don't get the right amount of rest and real rest. You won't get the adaptations you're looking for. Okay, so this is a really important part of the equation. Now, what can you do right now? I'm going to give you 2 tips to improve your resting state, okay? So the first one, simple, as I just said, become aware of your breathing, okay? And when I say become aware, it's because most of the time when we're resting, we're not really conscious of a lot of stuff that's going on in our body, and breath is one of those things. So I would say, first step is just become aware of your breathing pattern. Don't try to change anything, just check for yourself. Am I breathing through my nose, mouth? Is it a shallow chest breath or a deep abdominal breath? Okay, while you're walking, while you're eating, while you're watching Netflix, while you're driving, try to become aware of your breathing. That's the first thing. Second thing you can do is buy a heart rate monitor. Okay, nowadays you can buy a pretty decent one for $50, and you can sync it with an app on your phone, so you don't need a watch anymore. And getting some insight into your heart rate can really give you some insight in your resting habits and also your active habits. But now we're talking about rest. So important to know when we're talking about heart rate, a very quick and easy way to get an estimate of your maximum heart rate is take the number 220 minus your age, and you get your max heart rate, give or take. So, for example, I'm 28 years old. If my max heart rate would be 220 minus 28, that's 192. Mathematical genius. So my max heart rate is 192. And if, for example, I'm walking down or up a flight of stairs and I see that my heart rate is 192, my max, then I know something's not really adding up, because that shouldn't be too difficult for me. Okay, now if you're really going all out and you see your heart rate going to a maximum, it's normal. But another example, if you're lying on your sofa or you're not really doing anything in particular, not really intensive, and you notice that your heart rate is 150, you're not really in a resting state. You might be watching Netflix, but if your heart rate is 180, you're not resting. That's not real rest. And that's what I mean by this resting state is so important, because a lot of people don't really notice, don't really know. They think they're resting because they're not doing anything and just laying there, but their heart is going crazy and their breath is totally erratic, which puts you in a state of fight or flight, so you're not in a resting state, so you won't get the adaptations you're looking for. Okay, if you want to put in the intention, you also have to put in the relaxation. Okay, and minimum heart rate, resting heart rate, should be around 50 to 70 maximum. The lower you can go, the better. The more range you have between your max and your minimum, the better. Okay, so that's it. 2 things you can do right now to improve your rest: become aware of your breathing pattern, and buy a heart rate monitor, get some insight into your heart rate. Improving your resting state will improve your adaptations, and adaptations means more gains. And that's what it's all about at the end of the day. No, just kidding. I hope this video helps you, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.